Welcome to Doing Business in Ghana on the TG Africa YouTube channel. And in this video, what I wanted to discuss is why it's important for us to develop a pioneer spirit trying to do business here in Ghana. So when we think about pioneers, we often imagine people who are the first to either travel somewhere or to relocate somewhere into a new area for the first time. And we often think about people who are willing to challenge convention, be the first to adopt new methods, adopt new ways of thinking, or adopt new technologies. So it's within this context that we have to understand what it means for us to adopt a pioneer spirit when we are thinking about doing business here in Ghana. Because the reality is just the idea of us in the diaspora deciding to come back to Ghana to start businesses and invest in the country, it's already an unconventional way of thinking. Because for the most part, the conventional view is amongst the diaspora is most of the economic opportunities available to us is will be found abroad, in places like the UK, America, and Europe. So in general, most of the diaspora population is trying to stay living abroad, and the local population themselves are trying to migrate abroad as well. And the situation has also been made worse when you look at how historically Africa has been portrayed in the media. And that is why when you look at even the African American population, most of them are not as inclined to look at Africa as a destination for even travel, yet alone relocation. However, with the advent of the year of return, we are seeing that perception slowly changing, and we are recognizing members of the African American population wanting to come and visit and connect with their heritage. And through doing that, falling in love with Africa again, really being able to see themselves live here. And we are also seeing the emergence of the trend of business tourism. So it's not just alone that people are coming for recreational purposes. People are actually coming to explore potential business opportunities here available in a place like Ghana. So in general, when we think of ourselves as pioneers, we must realize that we are the first cohort, really, when you think about it, in a historical moment in time when it comes to diaspora relations with Africa and the potential impacts of this migration back to Africa and the impact it can have on African development as a whole. So we have to be willing to accept, as pioneers trying to do business here in Ghana, that we're going to have to face, all the obstacles and challenges. It's going to be up to us to develop the blueprint that future generations can follow. It's up to us to establish the institutions that can represent us effectively here, and it's up to us to build the infrastructure to support engagement with Africa on a business and investment level. So we also have to realize that as pioneers, there is great significance in the impact of what we are doing, because the more successful we can show more people coming back and establishing good businesses, the more it would send a positive signal to our brothers and sisters still in the diaspora to be inspired to want to come and be a part of the movement. So it's very important that we understand the larger picture and bigger picture that we're working towards. And that is why we must develop a spirit of courage, and we must be prepared to be courageous, because we are doing something that historically hasn't been done for the first time. And naturally, it means that we are going to have to figure out things as we go along, because again, it's up to us to be the ones to, establish the blueprint for others to follow. And being courageous means that we have to be willing to take action despite the presence of fear. And we must overcome the fear of the unknown. And as pioneers, we must be motivated by a strong sense of conviction that we see the future of Africa, we see the future of Ghana, and now is the best time to invest and be a part of um, the exciting developments taking place in a place like Ghana. And also, I think it's important that we maintain a mentality of being future focused. You see, as pioneers, it's important that we remember not to focus on Ghana as it is now, but we should be focusing on Ghana on what we know it can be. So we are actually investing in the potential of Ghana because we understand again that Ghana has a lot of great opportunities available. In general, Africa is set to be the next major growth region of the world. So we are looking towards the future. We're not focused on Ghana as it is right now. And that should be something that we continuously keep in the back of our mind. And most importantly, we must understand that as pioneers, moving to a developing country like Ghana, we actually have a great opportunity to shape the future development of Ghana and actually have an impact on how Ghana would be, which is a very powerful and exciting thing to be able to be involved in. And finally, we must also understand that this is an intergenerational effort. You know, what we see ourselves as doing is again laying down the foundations, but these foundations will have to be built upon by future generations. So it's not an effort that would be achieved in one lifetime, it would be several lifetimes. But we almost always must remember that the goal is to, you know, truly build the kind of institutions, develop the type of infrastructure needed to support the diaspora here, and to truly master the art of doing business here in Ghana so that we in the diaspora can not only play a major role in the development of Africa, but we can also become some of Africa's major asset owners so that we can also benefit from the future wealth that will be produced here in Ghana. So I hope you found this video useful. And if you would like more information about doing business here in Ghana, feel free to book a consultation with us and make sure to grab yourself a copy of The Great Return.